Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video we're talking SuperStation One because many of you guys have pre-ordered a SuperStation One, whether it was the Founders Edition, the Friends of SuperStation, or the Friends of Retro Remake, or one of the later batches. Either way, you are waiting patiently. Some of you guys have been blessed to get your SuperStation Ones already, and many of you guys have been in touch, and every single person I know is super happy with a SuperStation One. But what's really interesting here is there have been some updates over on Taki Udon's Discord server. Now he does have a shipping dashboard, but you can imagine, right? Discord, you type messages, it's very difficult to keep up with all the chatter over on Discord, but it does get updated very well. It gets updated in a quicker frequency than like an official kind of notification. So there's some good chatter on there. No doubt there'll be some comms out soon, but let me just kind of tell you what is going on. So there was a little bit of bad news regarding 4PX and deliveries to the United States. They were kind of temporary on hold. Well, guess what? The good news is that temporary hold has now been lifted. It means 4PX will be delivering to the USA, which I'm sure will be music to some of your guys' ears, just the way those stars were rotating around E-Honda there. Yes guys, I am looking at Street Fighter the movie. It's a terrible game, but it is one of my janky loves, and this is running on the PlayStation. I've used RetroArch for footage, but hey, when you do get your SuperStation One, do load this game up first. But let's have a look at some of the expos from Taki. And this over here. So this looks really cool, and we spoke about this before, but Taki Udon has office space, I guess like a workshop, and a number of staff. Well, recently Retro Remake hired more staff, and they doubled, or they got a new facility at least to build more units in. This is really cool because it's nice to see what is essentially a small business scaling up to the demand. And I probably feel like the demand is still too high than what can be produced, but hopefully in time it will grow and grow to a point where once all the pre-orders are fulfilled, you can just go ahead and order one. But this is really cool because it looks like they rented the place, or they rented the place right next to the existing office. So in order to expand, they just had to cock the hammer. It's time for action. Smash that wall. I've turned the sound down, but there is construction sound there. I'm hoping that they are not smashing that wall with a SuperStation Ones, and they are using safe equipment. Okay, so let's give this a pause. This over here does look really nice. So 1, 2, 3, hello 2026. Well, hello back 2026 or Retro Remake. Let's make these a little bit bigger. So here's a PCB, and you can see Founders Edition version 1.2.3 2026 Retro Remake. So these are fresh. The paint on that might even still be wet. It looks very nice. It's a nice color. It looks very clean. And over here, more of that PCB. But what's really interesting over here is the team signatures. If you remember one of the previous videos, we had a look at some of the team signatures, and they were written on by what looked like a permanent marker or some kind of permanent pen. You know, when you got those fin tip kind of permanent pens that you use to burn your CDs and write on, or when you pirated your PS1 or your PS2 games. Not that I did, I just know people that did. But hey, these signatures here look like they have been printed on there. I mean, I could be wrong, but it definitely looks like these may have just come from the factory. Either that, or they got very good handwriting, and things are looking really good. Now, if we have a look at the shipment dashboard, or the shipping dashboard, we can see what we knew from a while back. Clear Blue Founders Edition and Friends of SS1 in mass production and shipping. However, Classic Grey and Black Founders Edition, Friends of SS1 are in mass production. There's also the Switch stuff, but I'm not so interested in that. I'm an FPGA guy. I do have a Switch, and I do like the Switch. But what's really cool is that 4PX hold that has officially been lifted. That's really cool. That means the blues, I think, that were kind of stuck or being held in the US of A are now free to float the great nation. What's really cool as well is currently they are shipping blue and black units, I think. So it just depends what they get from the factory, but units are going out. Many of you guys have been in touch, and many people have been posting like their tracking notification over on Discord, over on X. So these things are getting out there. If you have received a shipping notification, or you have received your SuperStation One, then hey, why not tell me in the comments what you think of the device? I think I'm going to be getting my one soon, and I really can't wait to do a hands-on, like a real hands-on. Not a second-hand hands-on, but my hands-on. I want to do live streams, I want to do comparisons, I want to play with this thing. I already have multiple MiSTers, but I always have room in my life for more. So guys, good news with SuperStation One, they are going out there. But the biggest news here is that 4PX X ban has been lifted, or that hold has been lifted. Sorry, ban. Not mean to say ban, like a hold has been lifted, and those things that are in the USA are now going out there and they are shipping to all regions. At least currently, the latest info that I got is black and blue units are being shipped worldwide. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Be freaking awesome to one another. And when you do get your SuperStation One, make sure you play Street Fighter the movie. It's a terrible game, but if you're a fan of Street Fighter, it's so janky, it's fun. Look at Blanca there, man. I mean, wow, that Blanca, what the heck? That is not Blanca. I'm so glad we can only see half of him dancing down the points. The points at the end of the round. There's a tally up. Anyway, guys, be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry. You'll never survive in the jungle. Out.